And sorry, I got distracted. I was doing something. I got very, very excited. I had some testimonies that were very interesting. Two gentlemen from South Africa gave their stories, and that really excited me. And I said, wow, if this can happen to them, then I think the little money I'm looking for, I can sure get it. And I made my decision that day. And I remember very well, I didn't have the money. Remember, my accounts are in reds. They're not working out every month well. And then I told them, just come to the office, I'll see what to do. And I did what most people do. Went to one of my chamas, those small groups that we normally have. And I took a small loan and I actually started doing the business. And it was very exciting because I remember my first month, I actually got what I was looking for, 10,000 shillings from my profits. And that excited me because I was doing it part-time. I did not interfere with my work. I was in a very busy office, in the head office, very, very busy office. So I only used to take advantage of my lunch times and my lunch times and some evenings, 2 evenings, and the weekend on Saturday. I did the business. Within a year, I became a director and things were looking up. And all the promises I had been given happened. I had been told you'll get health, you'll get some money, you'll travel the world. By the time I was on my 3rd year, all those things happened to me. And so I want to encourage everybody who is on the call that if you're here and you're a guest, you've been invited, what we are promising you is possible. As you can see there, we are Neolife, and we are a better way, I can tell you for sure. You discover a better way of life, especially at this time when people are in the houses and they're wondering what next. Some people think it's all doom, and yet there's so much that we can do. We are on a mission of making the world a healthier and happier place. And even, with COVID, it's all about health, because, we've been told very clearly that if you've taken care of your health, then you find that even if you get the exposure of the virus, it may not take you down. It will pass through. So those are matters health, and it's very exciting. And so I moved on, and here I am. And so we are saying, even you, wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are, it can happen for you. It started way back in 1958 with a gentleman called Jerry Brasfield, a man we respect highly. He started the vision in 1958 as a 19-year-old. Yet I see many 19-year-olds in Kenya still wondering, what do I do with my life? 25-year-olds are wondering, what do I do with my life? 28-year-olds, some are still in their parents' homes. And that is really interesting. And Jerry started with a dream, and it built all over. And within a very short time, that dream had gone to over 50 world markets. So with a 62 years experience and being in over 50 world markets, the company is a giant company to reckon with a very solid foundation. And as I told you, we are on a mission of improving people's lives. So if you move out there and you hear people saying, my life is not improved, my life is not working, it is not true. Because we have things that can work for them. So what is it that has held this business all this far? Number one, absolute integrity. That's one of the values that we hold highly. We say what we say is true. We are gentle with what we say, and we expect the same with everyone so that we remain in this wonderful Neolife family. The other thing is people are number one. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are. You find that people are number one. And we value people, whether you are young, whether you are old, whether you are learned or not. It doesn't matter. On this scale, we are all equal. Products that work, I'll be talking about the products in a short while, because there's no business venture that doesn't have a product or a service. Then long range vision, equal opportunity for all. That one ties together with people are number one. It doesn't matter where you are in life, how low in health or finances, or if you are struggling with maybe a mortgage or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It is an equal opportunity for everyone, and it's a long-range vision. We are seeing very far. You can imagine the company started way back 62 years ago, and the foundation they have placed is so stable that it can take them so many other years to come. So you are in a stable organization. Where do we begin? We begin with health, which is a big one in the world today. Health is big. And when we talk about health, we are really saying your health is your greatest wealth. You may have all the money in the world, but if you have a lot of aches and pains here, definitely you will not enjoy that life. And you can't even travel. You can't have fun. And then, of course, the people around you, they will have baggages, physically, psychologically. They'll also be stressed out. And so we take health very seriously. And we are saying that according to what we are seeing in the world today, the statistics are saying that things are not good at all. There's chronic disease that was predicted many years ago, heart disease, stroke, cancer, respiratory diseases, diabetes, and even the infectious diseases that we are seeing today that are really scaring everybody out there. All those things are things that we need to find a way to control at personal levels, because you can't leave the doctors or the governments to do that for you. And then the most sad thing is actually the world is losing the battle. Losing the battle because as much as we have high-end hospitals, we still find people suffering very much, even with those high technology hospitals at every corner of our estates, and pharmacies all over, and chemists, a lot of medication available. People seem to be losing the battle. But you know what? There's some good news. The good news is, if you take responsibility of your health, it means that you can actually overcome. So it doesn't matter whether you are in ill health right now, or you think that you are okay. You know, you may be thinking I'm okay, yet deep down things may not be right. They are good news. And the good news is you can maintain your health, or you can bring it up and live a healthier life. And so we are being told one of the things that can help do that is you must manage your weight. I'll give you homework. I'm a teacher. You need to go and know what a BMI is, body mass index. According to your height, how many kilos should you carry? If they are excess, you need to work on it. If they are they are not, if you are below your BMI, meaning you are underweight, that's also very, very dangerous. So you need to go and find out your range so that you maintain that, maintain physical activity, make sure that you live an active life. You're moving up and down. Even if you have a car, there are days you need to think and have a regime where you can walk, you can go to the gym. Even in the house, you can do your exercises. In the estate, you won't miss a place where you can do all that. And then, of course, a diet rich with whole grains, fruits and vegetables and fish. We'll be getting into that. We have a backup as Neolife. We are the only nutritional company that has a very serious and accredited scientific advisory board. These are geniuses. They are guys who have done the best in their fields. They are PhD holders, and they know what they are doing in terms of research and formulation of products. So you don't have to worry about the products because the experts are there. And of course, they publish whatever it is they have in other prestigious journals, and they work in hand with other big organizations out there in the world. And sorry, I went, yeah, the scientists are there. So what's Neolife, what we do, we have a heritage of excellence, unique products with a lot of great innovations, partnerships with great institutions like the National Cancer Institute, National Diabetes Institute, and there's a proof of benefit. Those 62 years, you can see for sure. What are we being told? We are being told that diet alone is not enough anymore. We have depended on diet. I hear many people say, but I eat right. I eat a balanced diet. But is that so? Let us see if that is the truth. Because I remember clearly my first presentation, I knew that I was on the wrong path for myself and my children. And it had to change from that day on. The scientists are telling us, for you to say you are eating well, You must eat in that way where you can see that wellness pyramid, you know, for you to say you are okay and you are doing well. Down there, we've said you need physical activity, weight management. You need a lot of whole grains. What are whole grains? They are whole grains like wheat, rice, maize, barley, and they must be whole, not sifted. And they must be inclusive of the germ, the place where germination takes place. That's where the life is of the plant. And that's what in turn gives human life the good base of health. So if you're not eating anything that is whole grain, that's a big one. You really need to look at that. Then fruits and vegetables. In today's world, we are being told we need, can you imagine, 10 to 15 different types of fruits and vegetables? Variety. Because you know, with the kind of farming we have, where we have to source products from very far, some coming from as far as Europe, others are coming from as far as Israel, South Africa, from the villages. Before they get to your doorstep, they have actually lost some of their potency. And so that's why you need a whole range for you to get that immune boosting power so that you can fight off disease. We need good protein. Good protein is devoid of too much animal protein. The animal protein that we like so much, the meat, the sausages, the burgers, the prawns, a lot of milk and eggs. And you know, the meat has many versions of it, yeah? And we are being told we need to lean more on the plant-based proteins because they are less, they tax the body less in terms of even digestion. They are alkaline in nature, vis-a-vis the animal proteins that cause acidity in the body. And when your body has that acidity, that environment, you find that you have a big, big challenge. Then fats and sugars should be very little, very, very little. Because already the whole grains, the fruits and the vegetables and the proteins, they have their fair share of the fats and sugars, which are actually natural. So whatever is up here is usually not natural, and it should be taken in very small dosages. But you realize we've actually inverted the pyramid upside down. We are doing a lot of fats and sugars. And when we talk about that, all the refined starch falls under sugars and fats. And that's scaring. The ugali we eat, the chapati we eat, you know, the spaghetti, the pasta, the funny juices we are taking every other time. And we've actually inverted that pyramid down. And that's why we have been told Neoline has got your back. And so how do you come now if your pyramid has been inverted? And we sure cannot be able to eat as well as when we were in the villages or the days our grandparents are there. You realize that the company now decided to get us something that can back us up. On the whole grains, the oils I told you about, we have a product called 3NN. 3NN simply means 3 in 1. They are whole grains from wheat, rice, and soya. And what they do, they lubricate your cell membrane. Everybody needs good oils, just like a car needs good oil. Can you imagine putting orange juice in your car engine, you know, or putting water? Definitely it will knock. And so many of us have been putting the wrong things, that whatever should be taking care of our cell membranes so that we have nutrition coming in and the waste going out has not been the right thing. And so 3NN has been formulated. It's a world first. No other company has it in the world. It's going to repair the damage already done in your body and start repairing your cells. And you start having a spike of energy. You start having your hormones are regulated. Nutrition comes in better and the waste goes out better. And you start feeling a new you. And that's why many people think we are selling medicine, because all of a sudden you start feeling good. I can give a testimony. When I joined this business, as I told you, I was working. I used to be very tired. I would leave work, go into the house, hit the couch, switch on the TV. That was my life. So tired. But when I got into the business and took my 3NN, I was able to go to work. After work, go do my business, come home and be very energetic. And that is happening to date. I'm very energetic. I have my energy going up to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. The lethargy disappeared. And then, of course, fruits and vegetables. We have the carotenoid complex. as an example. Of course, we have many more in this category, but with the carotenoid complex, you're able to boost your immunity by 37% in exactly 20 days. The carotenoid pack is so well done. It took 17 years for formulation. It's patented. It's the strongest immune booster in the world, especially at this time when we have COVID. Everybody needs to be able to be on their carotenoid complex. Like in Kenya today, the numbers are just going in a crazy way, and there's nothing the government can do because it's only the citizens that can help flatten the curve now, not the government anymore. And we are saying everybody needs to be covered, beginning with you and the people around you. COVID is real. I've had it come to people who are close to me. You hear them saying, my brother has it, my niece has it, and it's scary. Then, of course, we need the good proteins. Good proteins are meant to give you good body building, repairing the damage that occurs every other day. Of course, every day there's wear and tear. You need to have proper protein, and our protein will be able to reduce for those of us who look at their BMI and it's high, and the body fat in the body, the cardio protection, the shake will be able to do that, whether it's for the children or the grown-ups. And the people who cannot feed, the NutriShake is a very good meal in itself. And then the omega-3. We are supposed to eat fish oil 3 times in a week. We hardly do that, the proper fish. And so I want to be very fast here. We have other products, other targeted solution, heart health, men health, women health. I'll not go into that right now. We have good detergents. They are unique. They are biodegradable. They come from nature, go back to nature. They're economical. They take long. Like Care, if you use Care the way it's supposed to be used, the disinfectant called Care, at this time, you can mix this to a whole 50 liters of water. So it will give you a good stretch. And so will LDC for cleaning your hands. You need to carry your soap to clean your hands as often as possible, because that is very effective in this season. I'll not go into the details. We have quite a big range of the detergents. They are very unique, very economical, and they make your life very easy. We have a good skincare. Men fear the skincare, but I can tell you finally, we have a skincare that men can use. Men, women don't fear. It only takes a few minutes. You are done with it in the morning. It will protect you, keep your natural look. You look younger for longer, and you have a product that does not mess you up. Then, of course, now I talked about the cellular nutrition, and you're covered. But how about some bit of money? Everyone out there is crying economy, economy, economy. You can't depend on the government to take care of you. There are too many of us in the world for the government to do that. So New Life is an opportunity where you're given. You personalize your life, and you can come and actually take charge of your life, and you actually make some money. So you see, in the world today, there's financial crisis. It can be solved starting today if you're a guest. Future is uncertain. Many people got into COVID when they had not saved money. You cannot afford to live a life where you're not organizing yourself, having some assets, having a home, all those things that we need as human beings. And of course, retirement. We all need to have a retirement package where you're saving some bit of money so that when you are in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, especially the 70s and 80s, and the energy is gone, you don't have to depend on anybody, and you can be able to take care of yourself for the rest of your life. So how do you do that? We offer you this great opportunity. And the beauty is that anybody can do it. We tell you, come in here and partner with Neolife. Easy. Partnering with Neolife is so easy because you spend less than $100 to actually join the business. With less than 10,000 shillings, you are able to start a business. Of course, by that I mean we have several ways of joining, between 7,000 shillings to as much as you can have, because the more you start with, the better it is for you. So with $100 and below, you are able to actually start the business. And when you come, you start your own business. And what do we expect you to do? Very simple things. Number one, use the products. We all need health. You have no basis of telling somebody else to be healthy when you haven't taken care of your health. It doesn't make sense. Once you do that, you listen to people's needs. Today's needs, there's COVID. Everybody needs to protect their health, beginning from the newborns all the way to the older generation. You share the opportunity with the products with people. And when you do that, you make some good profit. Then you share the business opportunity like we are doing today. Somebody shared it to us, and now it's our turn to share it to the people who are looking. And then personal development. You don't have to worry. We are going to have you know how to talk to people, how to talk to customers, how to get the information, all those things. You're going to be supported by the company and the person who invited you. They are part of a good support system. There are many support systems in our opportunity, and you don't have to worry. All you need to be is teachable and available. Once you do that, you realize you get your first step of becoming a manager, and you're making between $5 to about $30. In Kenya, that's 500 to 3,000 Kenya shillings. And it can be more, depending with how excited and how aggressive you can be. Then we move to the next level where we tell you, why don't you do more, and brings a few people. People are out there asking, what can I do? You come in, they come in there, you become their sponsor, but they join the company directly. They own their own business, and we teach them how to share the opportunity and products, and how to grow, and how to use duplication as a system of building themselves and building a stable business. And there you become a senior manager. In Kenya, a senior manager earns between 5,000, it can go all the way to 35,000, 40,000 Kenya money. Senior managers are making the kind of money graduates are being paid in some offices. And yet it's a flexi business. You're doing it from wherever you are. Then of course you move to the level where you become a director. When you have a few people in your team, a team of 20 to 50 people, you become a director, and a director will comfortably make between 50,000 to 100,000. And that's good money. And of course, there's your profit on the side. That one, it's always there. And you're doing well. And so when you're in your life, you find that you're your own boss, and you benefit from all those things I've talked about. Let me not go into it. I will come into this later. Then you travel. Once you get to the world team, after director, you go to world team, president's team. There are yearly travels, leadership trainings. Those ones you benefit from them, and there's support. And especially now there's social, there's the internet, there's the back office, there's all those things, social media. There's so much you can do, and you'll be supported on that. What does it take to succeed? I'll leave it there for now. Somebody is going to close for us on what it takes to succeed. But I want to invite one special lady. I give her 5 minutes or so to give her story. This is a very, very special friend of mine. And even as I talk, I'll try to unmute her right away. This lady is so special because you're going to hear her story yourselves. You'll agree with me, she's a very special lady. Liz Mainge, give me 1 minute so that I can unmute you. Liz, can you try to unmute yourself, please? Give me a minute. Yes, Liz, I can see you've done that. Liz, please take it away. And after you are done, please, you can call Fred Gishuki to proceed. Welcome, Liz.
Thank you, Gladys. Hi, Gladys, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and you can see me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sawa. Thank you, Gladys. That was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to just share my testimony this evening. My name is Liz Mbulwa Maingi. I joined this opportunity a while ago, actually in my early 20s. That time I was working as a marketing executive and a salesperson. A friend of mine invited me for a meeting. Of course, in a formal meeting, not a Zoom meeting then. So I came, I listened. I had many, many challenges. one of the challenges that I had was money. Then the other challenge I had was to support my seedlings, because I remember very well, my younger sister was in school. I used to pay part of her fee, do her entire shopping. And I used to earn 10,000. After deductions, I could go home with 5,000. So when a friend of mine invited me for a meeting, I was very open to come and have a look at what he was calling me for. So I came, I listened to a presentation, exactly what Gladys has done, and Gladys has done a very good job. Thumbs up, Gladys, to you. So after that meeting, I decided this is something that I would want to do. I had paying my sister's school fees. It was not easy because the little money that I was earning, it was not enough for me, much less to support any other person out there. So I actually got started immediately. And after getting started, I remember very well, after a short time, I became a manager and I got a check of 375 shillings. It was not much, but at least I got a check written my name. So that excited me. Little after a short while, I also became a senior manager and I got a check of 3,030. That also excited me more. Why? Because if you look at 300 and 3,000, that's like almost 10 times the other amount. So that really motivated me, and I continued and continued. Within a short time, I also became a director and I got a check of 29,000. This time it was less, only 1,000 shillings for it to be 30, which would have been 10 times the same amount that I got as a senior manager, which was 3,000. So when you look at the increase, for me, it really encouraged me. So that really gave me a lot of hope for the future and a lot of hope for the dreams that I had. So, and I continued. This time it was not only for myself, but also for other people. So I started talking to other people. I remember in my team, I have somebody who used to walk from a place called Umoja to town. That's about 10 kilometers. Not because he wants to do exercise, but because he didn't have money. Sometimes he could only have 20 shillings. And he used to ask me, Liz, I have 20 shillings. So do I eat or do I take a matatu to town? I mean, it is rather obvious. You eat and then you get energy to walk, rather than pay a matatu and you will starve the whole day. So, and exactly that is what he used to do. And today the story is very different. So in short, number one, what have I gotten from the opportunity? Number one, I've been able to make the money, and I've already shared that. The number two, change in people's lives. I've talked of this person. His name is Peter. He used to work from Umoja to town. Then also I have another lady in my team, and this lady is very special to my heart. Her name is Celine, and Celine also joined the opportunity, and within a short time, she became a director. And when she became a director, remember me, I told you my check was 29,000. Her check was 75,000 Kenya shillings. That was, it was amazing, amazing. Now, what is special with this lady? This lady, she's like me. She's visually impaired. Back in 06, when I was expecting my son, my sight started going down. And little by 2013, I started using a white cane because the condition was irreversible. And so that's where I met my friend Celine, who is also visually impaired. She also has a challenge with balance, but that does not stop us from doing this business. The fact that we have a disability, I think for me, I feel like smiling or even laughing, because when I think about the disability we have, it's an opportunity. For me, it is not even a disability. It is something to give me more strength, to be more stronger than I was when I used to see Fred says 2020 vision, And today's the story is very different. We have a lot of hope. There are many people out there who do not even have a disability. But I'm telling you, the kind that they have a disability we call a negativity disability, which is even worse than a visual or a hearing or a physical disability. So I'm very encouraged to tell each and every one of us who is in this call that let us be motivated, even if some of us who have a challenge, we can do it. For me, if I want to come from here to go to town, I need a guide. And this time this time of COVID, it has even been more challenging because of social distance. For us, we don't even think of social distance because you have to hold your guide for you to walk with your guide. So when you people are talking of social distance, we are wondering, how will that apply? So that is number 2. I've been able to change people's lives. Number 3, lifestyle. Being taken to international hotels, Intercontinental, Hilton. To talk of these good hotels, you go there, you take dinner with the who is who in the business, people who are earning millions and millions, and one of them will just be speaking to us by the end of this session. And I can't wait. I just want to finish so that I can give you the time to talk to us. So lifestyle is wonderful, wonderful. Then number 4, I've been able to make many friends with my disability of visual impairment. I've had people like Gladys has said she's a special friend to me. Of course she is, because anytime she sees me stranded in the warehouse or anywhere, she'll ask me, Liz, where are you going? Can I help you? Imagine she's the one who is offering. Instead of me asking her, please, can you help? She's the one who is offering. So I've made wonderful, wonderful friends. I can't go into the list because of time, but I want to just salute each and every person who has always supported me, held my hand, wrote my orders. You know, I don't take it for granted. I am so grateful for the friends that I've been able to make. And last but not least, I've been able to get a lot of personal growth. You know, when I joined the business, I remember my first topic, I was told to teach about follow-up. I went to the stage, I think I said 2 words, and I went and sat down. People clapped for me, but in my mind, I was thinking, what have I really said? They're clapping, but what have I really said? Today, the story is different. I've grown as a person, courtesy of the personal growth that I've gotten from Neolife. I've been able to sit in many committees, like one in Kenya Society for the Blind, and many others that I won't go into because of time. But I want to tell the guests who are on this call this evening, I want to encourage each and every one of you and to tell you, if Liz has done it with a visual impairment and we depending on other people for one reason or another, you can do it very much better than I. The last of the last, the future, my future is very bright. I am looking forward to great things when the lockdown is lifted, to travel all over the world and to live in a good house, to build my own house and many others. So when I look at the future, my future is very bright and I'm very, very excited. Surprisingly, this time of COVID, my business has even improved more, you know, just working from home. But you find that this time when people have really been challenged, some people have lost jobs, some people businesses have really gone down, the story has been very different. So I want to encourage especially our guests who are on this call, if I can do it, you can do it much better, much faster, because we are going to be there to hold your hand and to make sure that you're going to succeed. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome my mentor. I would call him my father, although the age does not allow, but he's my father in the business, and I salute him. He's my role model, he's my mentor. He has really held my hand in this business for many years. And Fred, I just want to say that I thank you and I want to invite you to call our next speaker. And thank you so much. And I give it up to Fred. Thank you. Hi, Fred. Hello.
Sorry,
Hello.
I don't know if he's unmuted. What we are going to do, Liz?
Yes, yes, Gladys.
Fred, can you hear us? Wow. Let me invite Andrew to take it on from there. Andrew, I had unmuted you. Please, we can have Andrew take it over from there, please. Then Fred will close for us. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Gladys, could you kindly allow me to share my screen?
Yes, please, you can. Let me just a minute. You can continue with the story as I organize that.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone on the call, I'd like to take this moment to thank you very much for allowing me to share my story and be able to maybe also share with the guests what my experience has been as far as this opportunity is concerned. My name is Bugembe Andrew. I am an engineer by training, and about 15 years ago, I came across this very wonderful opportunity that was given to me by a very good friend of mine. She was my high school and primary school friend. She got the phone one evening and invited me over to come and say hello to her. And I ended up being in a meeting of this, not of this nature, virtual meeting, but it was in a hotel somewhere. And you know, listening to people like Elizabeth, I remember that evening I told her I'm a very busy person. I don't have time. And I'll tell you that even when you call some people on a meeting that is as virtual as this, they'll tell you they are busy, they don't have time. But I remember for her that evening, she told me, sometimes, Andrew, you can be very busy in life, you don't have time, but you're busy becoming poor. And for me, that is what now caught my attention. I kind of woke up from the slumber. I said, you know what is it that you want to tell me? What is it that I have to do? So she mentioned a few things, and she talked about products like what Gladys has properly done for us today. And thank you very much, Gladys. She talked about the fact that people could travel. But you know, that evening, as I'd done a number of things by the time I came into that meeting. I had tried a video library. I'd also tried a money lending venture, and all of them had failed. And I was just in my senior 6 vacation in Uganda here. I'm a Ugandan, by the way. I started with that telling you that, but I'm a Ugandan. And that's the beauty about being virtual. You can go on and talk as though you are next door, you know. But I'm a Ugandan. And so when this lady invited me, I was just in my senior 6 vacation. In Uganda, we have a vacation for people who have finished high school. And it's usually between high school and the university. And I will tell you this for sure. When she invited me, I was only 20. So I know somebody had mentioned I was 19, but I was 20. She's the one who was 19, and for me, I was 20. So when I came into the room that they had organized, I looked around and I only could see old people. Only old people. In fact, if I remember clearly, I could think it was only me and her that were in that room that were in the 20 and the 19. And I can tell you, what came to my mind straight away was, this is not for me. This is for old people, my parents and stuff like that. But I would share with you this, and I'll tell you that the stories that were said that evening are what made sense. A lot of stuff didn't make sense. I mean, when it came to the healthcare products, I was like, man, we are 20, I'm 19, she's 19, I'm 20. What, am I going to use this stuff? I'm still energetic, I'm still healthy. I presumed I was eating correctly, even when I was eating wrongly. I mean, there was nothing about the products that I was that interested in. But when she talked about, when it came to the stories and someone mentioned something to do with income, that is when I got my attention. That's when it got my attention. I was like, okay, so this business can make me money. Now, I didn't even care what the products were about. What I cared about more about the products was, do they work anyway? And I remember them doing a demonstration for LDC that the person on the call will probably do for you if you're a guest. And I was amazed by the way these cleaning products were working. I remember them talking about money and showing me their checks. And I was like, wow, what an opportunity. So I know if you're here and you're a guest, and you may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable uncomfortable. You may be thinking, why are they even putting me on this call? You may be thinking, why are they even putting me on this call? What's the big deal and things like that. I ate enough that day because if I hadn't taken road, this year I'll be making 15 years with Neolife. Actually, on the 17th of July this month, I'll be making 15 years with this opportunity. I will tell you that 15 years down the road, I would not have been who I am today. So if you're on the call and you're here and we would like to appreciate your time, but also want to tell you that this is an opportunity that you're not going to regret having considered at all. So what has happened over the years? I mean, when I started, I remember they've told you we make profits, we make commission. My first commission was about 500 shillings. My profits were about 4,000 Kenya shillings. I'm talking Kenya shillings now. And I'll tell you that that 500 shillings for me was everything, because it was evidence that if this company can pay me for the work I have done to that month and have been able to commit themselves to pay me the 500, all I have to do is to work harder so that they can pay me a lot more money. And that was my mindset. So by the time I was in my first year, second semester, the income had gone up to 15,000 Kenya shillings. And I was excited about life as man. I was really excited because with 15,000 Kenya shillings at the university, you literally can eat anywhere and do a lot of things that many other students can't do, you know? So as time went on, another year later, that was about 2 years down the road, my income had gone up to 50,000. I was in my second year, second semester. By the time I was in my third year, second semester, my income had gone up to 133,000 Kenya shillings. And that is just the commission minus the profit. So by the time I was leaving the university, I was excited about having acquired my degree, as incidentally studying engineering at the university, Makerere University, electrical engineering. And I mean, it's a very marketable course. I had job offers ready out there. I had applied because of what people usually do. People usually in our state and the normal people out there, people that don't consider this kind of business as something worthwhile, or any business out there. By the way, it's not just this kind of business, but many people think if you're in business, maybe you're not that serious about your life, and they want to hear that you're a lawyer, you are an engineer, you are an accountant. And I usually tell our guests that we don't eat titles, we eat money. I always remember that. We do not eat titles, we eat money. That is a very important thing that has been able to liberate me. Yeah, why? Because with all these fancy, nice looking titles, if you still at this point in life and now COVID has hit and you are so stressed out as to whether you're going to remain with a job or not, it doesn't matter whether you're a CEO, it doesn't matter. What matters are there results in as far as your work is concerned. And oftentimes the entrepreneurs are the best. So what happened eventually is that I chose not to get employed, and it was by choice. It's not like there were no jobs for me. I could have been employed in any good of institution, but I chose to not get employed because I saw this opportunity was able to give me everything. And even, sorry about that, someone keeps on trying to call me here. Everything was possible looking at using this opportunity, even without having to look at a job. And I was able to look at how I could even get a lot more. So by the time I left my fourth year at the university, my income had gone up to 275,000 Kenya shillings. And I was about 23 years of age. And I'll tell you one thing for sure. As I've been able to get so many, awards out of this opportunity, but I want to share with you some of the best benefits. I met my lifelong partner, who was the person who introduced me to this opportunity, through this opportunity, and that is Janet over there. We got married some 9 years ago, and it's been exciting, people, having to work in this kind of nature where you are free because of what the opportunity has allowed you to do. I have gone ahead, because of this opportunity, I've gone ahead and added on to my studies. And Janet had also done the same. You can see Janet right there. She was doing a course on board competence. Very wonderful course. Now she sits on a number of boards because of this opportunity giving us that chance. So I've gone ahead, I've done a degree in taxation, actually postgraduate diploma in taxation. I've also done a degree in law because of this opportunity. That is how much freedom this kind of opportunity has given you. We have been able to see our daughter grow because of this opportunity. A lot of very good family time. The people I have been able to spend and interact with, I would never have done so if it were just for engineering. If I was just being an engineer or now even as a lawyer, it would not have been possible. And these are some of the exciting things that this opportunity has allowed us to travel. That goes as far back as 2008. And I'm telling you, every single year, this year we couldn't because of COVID, but every single year, this opportunity has allowed us to travel. Neolife has allowed us to partner with them and be able to create this wonderful thing that now, as you will see, allows us to achieve a lot of these things. And the beauty about all this is that it's not really just about me, because if it were just about me, then I don't think it would really be a fun opportunity right there. As you will see right now, just at the corner there, I don't know if my mouse is showing. Let me see if I can get something running there. Okay, it should be showing now. Right there, there's a gentleman called Justus. Very interesting young man. Through this opportunity, when he was shown this opportunity, we have been able to raise him together with Janet, and he has been able to become a very fantastic independent leader. At his age, he's driving his own car. He has been able to acquire quite a lot of property around the city because of this opportunity. This gentleman just recently came out through the magazine. He's called Amim Webaze. He's a teacher. He was earning about, how much? It was about maybe 7,000 Kenya shillings as a teacher that is qualified in economics and mathematics. Now, out of this opportunity, he has gone ahead, and today, on average, he earns a lot more than $1,000 every single month. His family has totally changed. Totally. You know how someone totally transforms and you're like, wow, what an opportunity, what a business. Jesse right there has also grown to become a very fantastic leader. In fact, the other day, some of the clubs that you see around, I saw Mr. Gichuki getting installed today with Rotaract. I mean, there's another club here called Toastmasters. He has been a past president as part of Toastmasters. And you know, these are all people that are in good places. And a lot of their achievements in all these other places, including the New Life business, are because of what New Life has done for them, what this opportunity has done for them. But let me talk about just maybe 2 or 3 people in particular. I'll start with the gentleman right there. I mean, this gentleman, for me, like Elizabeth's story, and Elizabeth, man, you really motivate me, Elizabeth. You motivate us so much. When someone like Elizabeth that has a visual impairment, and she's just Elizabeth. There's no way, after seeing Elizabeth and how she has been able to build this opportunity, there's no way I can say, I can even have an excuse. And if you're a guest on the call, you ought to be serious, to be honest, because if Elizabeth, with her and how she has been able to do this opportunity, has been able to do it, I'm telling you, you can also do it. So there's a gentleman called Moses Nwabini, and I think this is one of the biggest stories. This gentleman, when he came through the opportunity, was invited by one of my downlines, and I'll tell you that he came at the verge of almost dying. He was at a point in time where he had given up. He had just tested for HIV, and he was found positive. The wife was negative, and his CD4 count was so low, you know. And for him, when he came in, they talked about money and stuff and everything else, and all he could see was health. People talked about health, and that's all he could hear. And truly and honestly, what happened was that this gentleman, having talked about health and all this stuff, the products he went for first were to do with health. So he got carotenoid complex and training, which are now in Pro Vitality. And within a space of a month, his CD4 count had gone up. Yet, this is actually what happened. For 6 months, his CD4 count was just, it had gone up from 275 to 285. It's somewhere in his testimony. But then when he started using carotenoid complex, his CD4 count came from 285 to something about that 60 plus because of this opportunity. Actually, straight that it was from 205 to 275 when he started using the carotenoid complex and the training. And yet for 6 months, his CD4 count had just gone from 185 to 205. And ever since he saw the products could work, his life financially changed as well. He was living in a rented house. Today he lives in his own house. He had never driven a car. Today he has driven 5 cars. He had no hope. Now guys, listen to this carefully. he had no hope of ever having any more children because all his children are HIV negative. And he didn't want to get into a situation where he would give birth to an HIV positive child. And guess what? A few years ago, about 3 years ago, they tested his viral load because of the products. And I would say also, God, I will tell you today they have another child. Can you imagine? Another child. And all his hope for not having any more children, guess what? Came back, it came alive. And that's a very powerful story. That's one of the powerful stories that I can share with you, and as far as that team is concerned. Another one is by that lady, she's called Maggie. Maggie was working as a cloth seller. I don't know how you call them in Kenya, people who sell clothes on the streets. And she had been working that job for 20 years. And in this one particular year, the business just started collapsing. The clothes she had been given could not be resold. And she just got messed up and she got into debt of about Kenya shillings. Let me just use dollars. It was about $2,000. And she had to pay that debt. Now that's when she got this opportunity. And within 6 months, she had been able to pay off her debt. She had become a director. Today, she's the one Ruby director going to Ruby because of this opportunity. I will tell you something, that if you have a desire, you have a will, you have a reason, this business will definitely work for you. It will get you running. And irrespective of what circumstances you're in, what situation you're facing, you will be able to get this business building. The last story I'm going to just share with you is that gentleman right there. And for me to this day, after Moses Mwabine's story, and perhaps after also Elizabeth Maigi's story, this today is one of my biggest stories. It's one of the things I look at and I'm like, wow. What's up, me called Davina and Irene? This is one of the things I look at and I'm like, wow. Right there, there's a gentleman. That guy was like my brother. In fact, he was my brother. I wouldn't say he was like my brother. We not have been born by the same mother, but let me tell you, he was my brother. He happened to have died in an accident back then in 2008. And man, it was a terrible time. I think those are one of the challenges I've met in the business that could not even allow me to come back after some time, but I thank God I was able to overcome this. However, in 2008, after he passed on, his business was then handed over to the brother who is down there with a new car there. And since 2008 to date, that business has been paid over $1,000 every single month. You can imagine the people today who are living and they are not able to earn money. But this gentleman, ever since he passed on, his business has continued to pay him $1,000 every single month for the last 12 years, ever since he was passed on. And that money goes to his brother and the mother. There's a very interesting story here. I'm right here at home, and I love working from home. So I just wanted to share with you how powerful this is. Irene, come. Where's Davina? She's coming. So this is our little girl, Irene. But I also have another daughter. I want to call her my daughter because who is Davina? She's coming. Hey, Mommy, come and say hello as well. So that is Janet right there. We're all at home enjoying a very fantastic, beautiful evening together. Well, as Davina comes, I just want to let you know that when David passed on, he actually left a young girl, and I'm with this girl at home right now. From time to time, we meet up, link up, and we talk together. You can imagine the kind of legacy this guy left. He left something that the daughter, who was not even there yet, can be able to find and be able to pass on to other people at this time. So now that I've said that, okay, Irene, can go. Thank you. When Davina is ready, she can come in. So now that I've said that, I just want to end by saying, yes, Frederick had asked me to share one or two things about challenges and so on and so forth. But I'll tell you this, that yeah, every business has challenges. And I don't know if there's any business that you're going to start that doesn't have challenges. If you find one, kindly give me a call. I doubt I'll ever get that kind of call, but I'll tell you that there is no business out there that has no challenges. All businesses have challenges. And I'll tell you, like, for example, when I started, being a 20-year-old, let me just finish this. So Davina, say hi to these guys. Hello. Yeah, Irina said hi already, so you can go back and play. Yeah, so that is David's legacy right there. And to this day, this business still grows, and the children and his brother and mother are still supported by this business. Yeah, I mean, let me also just say this. I saw a lot of emotions going around this week about Bob Colimo and so on, and the Safaricom CEO, the former CEO. And I mean, it was really disheartening to see how, you know, people, yes, they try to remember you, but I mean, that's it. Yeah. With this opportunity, this guy, 11, 12 years already have gone by and is no longer with us. But through this opportunity, his family and his child are still benefiting from this kind of opportunity. Guys, there is nowhere you're going to find this kind of setup readily put up there for you. If you are running a business of your own, you have to work extra hard to put up this kind of setups. So at the end of the day, I'll conclude by sharing what Fred advised me to share briefly about how do we build this business, and are there any challenges that you're going to find? Yes, you're going to find a few challenges here and there, and I don't look at them as challenges. I look at them as more like stepping stones, really, because they're supposed to be there for you to be able to grow. If they weren't there, then you wouldn't grow anyway. Yeah. So yes, I've found out one of the biggest things I had as a challenge was and the negative people. A lot of the people that when I started this business, especially very close friends and relatives, were negative. So if you're here and you probably have some very close friends and relatives that are very negative, and it's part of the story. I don't know why God has put it that way, but it's really part of the story. So I just want to let you know that it is okay. It is very fine. What now you have to do to overcome that is to find positive friends and not hate on the negative ones. Please, those are some of the mistakes we made. We hated on the negative ones. So if someone was negative, would be like, he's so negative, you're no longer my friend. No, that's not the way to go about it. Even when they're negative, continue to love them with their negativity. And one day, many years down the road, maybe they'll come back and they'll face you and they'll be like, you know what, give me a roadmate complex. I feel like I need to boost my immunity. And that is okay, because no one is meant to do this business. Not everyone is supposed to be successful. Being successful, being financially successful, being successful all around is not meant for everyone. It's for a chosen few people who are ready to work towards it, people who are ready to commit to that success. Yeah. So one of the biggest changes I've made has been that, the negative people. Another one I would tell you has been more to do with me. Starting out in this business, I have had to do a lot of personal growth. I've had to go ahead and become aware of myself. Some of you may not even understand what that is. You know, sometimes people think they know themselves, but they don't even know themselves. You know, I've had to go through that journey of self-awareness, which I thank God for. I now know who I am. I know what my goals are. My dreams were put out so many years ago to try and achieve them, and I was able to get myself focused in that line because of this opportunity. So some of the things that you'll meet are those. Of course, also some skills that you might need to acquire along the way. I for one, I never knew how to sell. I never knew how to present. I actually feared talking to people. I'll be very honest with you, because I remember one of the family meetings we had on New Year's, they would just tell you, go and say your name, Andrew Bugembe, and what you're doing at school. And my heart would pump throughout the whole session. And as they were approaching me, it would even pump harder and pump harder. And before I knew it, they were on me and my heart was really pumping. And that is how bad I was with people. But today, courtesy of this opportunity, that has all changed. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to face a number of challenges. That is a guarantee. In fact, I wish I could tell you there will be no challenges, but the only people who have no challenges are resting in peace. I want to encourage you, anyone that is listening to the call right now, especially our guests, take up the mantle and fight for your family, fight for your future, fight for your legacy. You know, have something to leave for your children, have something tangible to leave behind when you are no longer here. And this opportunity is able to do that for you. Thank you very much, Gladys. I think I'll keep it at that. God bless, and all the best.
Wow. Thank you so much, so much, Andrew. We really thank God for you. Fred has said I can close the meeting because we need to save time. I don't know what we can thank you for. We can only say that we hope that God will bless you abundantly, and that you get to the top of the top levels with your family. Thank you for encouraging us. Even at our age, we look up to you to give us the energy to do the business. So our regards to your family and to Janet especially. So in closing, what does it take? It's just what Andrew has said. It's simple, just have a dream. You've seen the dreams of people wanting nice cars, traveling, even a simple meal, having a better meal like you do have. whatever it is that you want to build you, just have that dream. Then desire to do that. It is very important to have a desire. In fact, God says, I will bless the desires of your heart. So you just need to have a big desire, burning desire, such that even when things are not going right, you are still wake up in the morning and you're ready to go, especially at such a time as this. People are crying the way things are not happening, and yet we are looking for people we can mentor to actually build and become stable. Then you need to have good belief in yourself. I know we believe in God, but many people don't believe in themselves. They keep saying the word I hate most, I can't. You can. You can. So just have little belief with yourself and you keep building it over time. It's not going to be magical, but with time that happens. Have patience. It takes time to build something worthwhile. And so just be patient with yourself. Give yourself out to learn. In fact, there's a saying that says when the student is ready, the teacher appears. We are here to support you. And you can imagine we requested Andrew all the way in Uganda to come and support us here. And so you see, you just need to be patient, and along the way, you'll find people coming and they'll mentor you. Finally, you need to take action. Action is where the rubber meets the road. Many people say they hesitate. Don't hesitate. If you like it, strike it hot. In fact, we are told, if you like it, you just crown it. If you don't have money, fantastic. That's the more reason you need this business. In fact, I said I didn't have money. I was told, Gladys, you've worked in the bank, you don't have money, you need this business more than it needs you. And I was like, wow, that's a big one. So whether you have money or not, just take the action and start the business tonight or very early in the morning tomorrow. Do not sleep. Go out there, find where you're going to get that small income, less than $100, and we will be here to support you. So on behalf of everyone who is on the call, I have seen some people even from South Sudan. That is fantastic. And the leaders who we work with, we are telling you that we are here to support you. Every Saturday we do our meeting at 8. It's only that today we had to do it earlier because we have a meeting at 8 starting. And we wish you very well. Thank you very much. God bless you. Talk to the person who invited you. Be the one to actually talk to them. Don't wait for them to ask you, did you join the meeting? Text them after this and tell them, I joined the meeting. Where do we begin? How do I get the product? How do I start? God bless you. Let's meet at the beaches of the world. Thank you very much.